Hello everyone, here are the latest market news on February the 3rd, 2020. Johnson may walk away from talks with EU. The UK and the European Union begin their battle over a future trade deal on Monday, setting up 11 months of negotiations which risk of ending in economically damaging failure at the end of the year. In a major speech in London, Prime Minister Boris Johnson will set out his vision for future relations with the trading bloc and reject accepting similar rules over competition, welfare spending and environmental standards. He will threaten to walk away from talks with EU rather than accept demand from Brussels to sign up to the bloc's single market regulations and the rulings of its court. Soon after Johnson finishes speaking, EU chief Brexit negotiator Michel Barnier is due to set out his planned negotiating position with a speech in Brussels. Global shares mixed, Chinese stocks lose $400 billion. Chinese stocks lost more than $400 billion in the first trading session on Monday after an extended Lunar New Year break because investors were worried about the spread of the coronavirus. The number of deaths in China rose to 361 as of Sunday, the National Health Commission said. The number of new confirmed infections in China rose to the total of 17,205. Jitter investors erased $420 billion from Chinese stocks, with the Shanghai Composite Index declining 8% to hit a one-year low. Meantime, MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan hit its lowest since early December, falling 0.9% to 527.39 points. Japan's Nikkei dropped 1% to the lowest since November, and Australia's benchmark traded 1.3% lower. On the other hand, the mini futures for the S&P 500 surged 0.6%, while the pan-region Eurostoxx 50 futures added 0.1% in early European trades. With German DAX and London's FTSE futures climbed 0.1% and 0.4% respectively. Republicans will vote for Trump's acquittal. The growing number of Republican senators confirmed they will vote to acquit Donald Trump at the conclusion of his impeachment trial on Wednesday. On Friday, the Senate voted 51 to 49 to block testimony from new witnesses and the admission of new documentation in Trump's trial, the first time when the body has elected to block such evidence in history. However, a majority of 67 would be required to remove Trump from office, a figure that appears all but impossible in a hyper-partisan era. Despite that, some senior GOP senators predicted on Sunday every Republican in the chamber would vote to acquit Trump on Wednesday and suggested a handful of Democrats out for re-election in dubious states might also vote to acquit. Industrial profit marks first annual drop in China. China's industrial profits hits its first annual decline in 4 years in 2019 due to the slowest economic growth in almost 30 years and as a result of the trade war with the United States, which has affected the country's factories. Official data released on Monday showed industrial profits decreased 3.3% on an annual basis to 6.1996 trillion yen. $897.96 billion in 2019. Compared with a 2.1% drop in the January-November period, the National Bureau of Statistics said on the website. It was first full-year decline since 2015, when profits lost 2.3%. Analysts expect that Beijing will step up liquidity and credit support for the economy, but such measures are unlikely to turn the economy around the first quarter, as the coronavirus may further erode domestic demand.